Said he calling from Atlanta, say he missed me. Well.
Hello there. Today I want to talk about all of the things that I learned at the American Sesh. So many people have asked me, what have I learned? How was the experience? The gamut. And so I decided this is the time that I will set aside to share with you all. This is only personal experience. So if you hear from anyone else, they'll tell you a different story possibly because it's on their own perspective. But I wanted to make sure that I shared with you all just exactly how I'm feeling now, how I was feeling before, and all in between. It's time to go. I'm ready. Y'all, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for this opportunity. God is so freaking good. I cannot wait to get in the room. I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. I say exactly, but you know, conversation creates its own conversation, right? So I'm going into it open, but also I'm going into it motivated. I'm going into it intentional. I prayed a lot. I'm going to pray on the way to the studio. Y'all wish me luck. Actually, y'all don't have to wish me luck because by the time y'all see this video, I would have already been in the room. But y'all can still wish me luck or wish me blessings for future endeavors. Thank y'all. So I wrote a few things down, but I'm also going to just share honestly and transparently from the beginning. When I first got the call that I was going to be selected for the American Sesh, it wasn't actually a phone call. I got a DM in my Instagram DM of a blue couch, and I was super excited. I actually cursed because I just knew there was no way. Like, I was just like, God, stop playing with me. Like, be for real. Like, come on. And so I had to look at the message like 3 or 4 times. I'm not going to lie. And even those 3 or 4 times, I went back. Then I called my friend and I was like, friend, you'll never guess. She had me read it to her. It was crazy. So once I believed that I was actually in the sesh, then let's get into the rest. So at this point, I believe I'm in the sesh. Not even I believe. I know I'm in the sesh. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, logistically, what am I going to do? I already put in my calendar that I'm going to be taking off, but I haven't got approved to take off from work. I haven't bought a flight. I don't know where I'm staying. I just have so many logistical things in my brain. But God already told me that I'm going to be there. And he told me before Christmas, he told me like when she was selecting people that I was going to be picked. Sometimes God just talks to me. I don't know. So I'm just like, okay, logistics. First thing I need to do is figure out how to be off work. Second thing I need to do is figure out a flight. Third thing I need to do is prepare, like my mind, body, and spirit, so that when I do go, it won't be in vain and I will be ready for the opportunities that might present myself. At this point, all logistics are set up. I have figured out a flight. I've gotten approved by my boss to go. And I know where I'm going to stay. Super simple. No stress, right? I travel to Miami for the new year thinking everything is sweet. They end up canceling my flight back home in Miami. Like, I'm in Miami. It's like January 2nd. Keep in mind, the session's January 5th, and they cancel my flight. And I'm trying to figure out how the heck am I going to get back to Chicago and then go back on a flight to Atlanta. I'm stressed because they keep canceling flights because I don't know what was happening. But I was just like, God, please be in the midst because I know I have something to do and I cannot miss this flight. And it was already booked for Atlanta. It just was canceled to go back home from Miami to Chicago to pack. I was so worried, but I just put it in God's hands. I ended up having to book a completely new flight getting back home to Chicago. I came to Chicago. I did what I needed to do, pack and get all the logistics, found an outfit, and then I got on the flight the next day to Atlanta. And at this point, I'm like, this has to be purpose driven. There's no way that I was not supposed to be in Atlanta. with all the logistics and errors and issues that I had to go through. And so once I'm in Atlanta, I'm just preparing my mind. This is this is January 4th, the day before the American Sesh. Keep in mind, they didn't give us a lot of details on what it's going to be. All I knew was that I was going to be in a room full of celebrities and creatives. And so I'm just like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I had a list of questions, but they told us we weren't going to be able to bring anything into the room. So I'm already prepared, but knowing that I won't be able to take that into the room. So I want to be authentic. I get there and I'm super excited. I look nice. I am motivated. I'm ready to go. I meet other people who are going to be in the sesh, other creatives, not the celebrities yet. And we're just chopping it up. Telling each other about like where we're from and what we do, and it was just so pure. Everybody was super excited. Everybody was warm. They had food for us. It was great. Like, it was just super positive. And then the nerves start to kick in because you can feel like the time is about to come where you're about to get into the room and you're like, oh God, am I ready? What's happening? I'm gonna let God take control. But at the same time, you're like, I'm not ready, but I am ready. It's a lot happening. And so we weren't allowed to have our phones. And I'm not able to share like specifically what was shared in the sesh. That's why I keep sharing with you guys that it's personal experience, personal things that I learned, because I can't share what other people's ideas were. But I will say this, right? I can't share like the intricate details of like who were in the room and that sort of thing. But I can say that when we got into the room, super vibrant energy, okay? Keep in mind, I'm in the first session. No other sesh has happened before. So it's kind of a trial and error, which is a lovely thing to experience because you're just like, let's ride this wave. Let's ride this wave. And so the major thing that I learned, this was the first thing that I learned, is that if you have an idea, make it bigger. If you have an idea, make it bigger. So for example, like, if you have an idea to, I don't know, open up a bakery, make it bigger. Like, it's more than just a bakery. It's multiple bakeries. Make it bigger. The second thing I learned was never be silent in a room full of creatives. Never be silent in a room full of creatives, right? So we're in a room with celebrities and creatives, right? Why I'm saying never be silent is because you just never know who you can get in connection with on your particular project that they already have a passion about. Like, I can take your vision to the next level. She can take my vision to the next level. He can take my vision to the next level. I can take your vision to the next level. But if I'm quiet or if they're quiet, we don't know what each other are thinking. So speak up. Don't be afraid to say exactly what you want. That's on your social media. That's in a room that you might be selected for. Just don't be silent. You'll be surprised the magic that will happen when you are just like, I'm going to share and see what happens. So I shared why you should never be silent in a room full of creators. But the second part that I learned is that your dream is your dream. So most likely you sharing your dream is not going to affect it happening because everyone has their personal dream. So I'm not going to steal your dream because I have my own. And when I had to think about that, like, I literally was like, that's so true. We are so afraid to share like what we want because we're like, I don't want it to be stolen. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, no one's going to steal your idea because they have their own. And if they're going to steal your idea, let's be honest, that was supposed to be for them. I am a firm believer that God gives exactly what I'm supposed to have and gives you exactly what you're supposed to have. And there's no way you're going to have what I'm supposed to have. I just don't believe it. There's no way. And so every single person in that room, nobody had the same idea, but everybody was able to partner with each other. I'm just going to share 2 more things that I learned in the American Sesh. My gifts are deserving of money. For a long time, I thought that like whatever God put on my spirit was just an assignment. I couldn't get paid for to help people and to do what God already told me to do. Wrong. That is the wrong mindset. Literally, you can get paid for your gifts. And don't feel bad about being paid for your gifts. Come on, like, you have to make a living. Like, you can't feel bad about charging people for your gift because other people are charging for their gifts and you're paying for them. So, like, allow people to pay for your gifts. Whatever your gift may be, if that's speaking, if that's dancing, if that's photography, producing, whatever the case is. The last and final thing I would say is, and it's a two-parter, my support in my village is outrageous. I'm so grateful for my village. I didn't even know that I had the village that I had until I was preparing for the American Sesh and trying to be selected. And with me saying that, I want to say that life has zero mistakes. You might experience things, you might learn from different things. It might not work out, but there's no mistake in your life. So everything that you're selected for, it's on purpose. And everything you're not selected for is also on purpose. Y'all, I signed up to try to be an intern first before I was trying to be in the room. An intern. And instead of me being an intern, I got selected to be in the room to share my idea. If I would have been an intern, I wouldn't have gotten necessarily the chance to share my idea. I just wanted to learn. So sometimes the mistake is on purpose. Majority of the time, the mistake is on purpose. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Share questions with me if you have questions on like what did I say in order to get selected for the American Sesh. Of course, like I am not the master in choosing who will be in the American Sesh. I don't know exactly the reason why I was selected. I just know that God chose me. And Pinky was just a vessel. And so I'm hoping that I will be a vessel for y'all. I hope that I'm inspiring y'all. I hope that y'all continue to work hard to reach your dreams and that this is just a starting point, because it was a starting point for me. When I got on the plane after that event, I literally have so many ideas flowing. I've always had 1,000 ideas in my brain, but for some reason, these ideas were just different. And I'm telling you, when you're in the right place at the right time, things will be different. So I pray that y'all will be in the right place at the right time.